Hello once again. This is Daryl, and this is my fourth episode. I started about a month ago on a venture to learn how to successfully buy storage units and also buy items through other venues such as estate sales, flea markets, auctions, or wherever else I might find some things, but to really focus on learning the art of buying storage units. Uh, like I say, this is the end of the first month, and I'm thinking, well, I got 23 more months to go on my uh, 2 year adventure. Is that going to be enough time? There's an awful lot to learn. You have to learn what you're doing. You have to learn how to read lockers. You have to make connections with people. You have to find places to sell things and all of that. So there's really a lot to it. And the more I get into it, the more I learn, and the more I learn that I don't already know. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you'll come along with me, and we'll have some exciting times, learn some things. Who knows what we'll discover? Who knows who we'll meet? Who knows who will help? So I appreciate all of that. So what I've learned so far about the storage auctions is, one, there's a lot of them around. From where I am, you might have to travel 30 to 60 minutes, but that's not unusual because where we live, you almost have to travel 30 to 60 minutes to find anything anyway. Another thing I've found is that most people are nice. If you take the time to talk to them and whatever, they're helpful. If you watch the shows on television, it always shows the bickering going on and people running people up and all of that sort of thing. Dave Hester harassing everybody, but I found that it hasn't been that. Now, some of the people tell me if you get down around Miami or over by Tampa, it's quite a bit more aggressive. I don't know. That might be true, and I'll probably eventually find out. The other thing I found out is that it's very time consuming. For instance, yesterday I left about 7:30 in the morning to get to one that was only 20 minutes or so from the house. I ended up traveling over 180 miles yesterday. We went to 8 different facilities, and I didn't get back home until almost 8 o'clock at night. So it was a little over 12 hours that I was gone. 12 hours, 180 miles plus, and I only bought one unit, and I don't think it was a very good one. I still haven't gone through it, but I'll let you know all about it when it's done. And so that's what I'm learning also. Not everyone is a winner. Now, when I first thought about it, I was going to make my goal to, if I could go for 6 months and buy a unit without losing, then I would consider myself a good storage locker buyer. And if I could go for 9 months, I'd be better, or whatever, and whatever. If I could go for a year, I'd give myself an excellent status. But the more I thought about it, it probably isn't a good policy, because if you start worrying about whether every locker is going to be a winner, then you're going to be what I call scared money. And scared money doesn't usually make money. And so what you do is you end up passing on some things that are questionable that actually might turn out to be very good. So I think I'm going to have to revise that policy and try to do something else. Now we have, on the connection part, we've made a couple of connections during the first month. One, there's a flea market that meets every Thursday. It's actually only 2 or 3 miles from my house. The rents are cheap. The flow is fair, I would say. The people are cheap, so you're going to sell a lot of smaller items, a lot of cheaper items, and I try to sell those things cheap anyway. And it's a lot of fun, especially to sell something to a young family, like clothing or pots and pans or kitchen items or a lamp or something that they get for a lot less than they thought they were going to. Makes you happy, makes them happy, and so it's a great adventure. We also found Webster Flea Market, which meets on Mondays, every Monday, It's probably about an hour from here, so you have to get up very early in the morning and leave, say like 4:30 or 5 o'clock. You get there, it's still dark, and they have what I call the flashlight brigade, and it's guys that are looking for certain kinds of collectibles and whatever, and they're all walking around with flashlights, and some of them are just walking around. They don't even look at the tables. I'm not sure what they're looking for, but they're kind of humorous. But you can sell better items there, collectible items. We sold a set of 4 mid-century modern stools to a lady that has a store in Tampa area. I sold them to her for, I guess, a small but reasonable price, and she'll probably double her money. And she was very happy to get them, and I was very happy to sell them. Then there's also Reniger's big flea market, which is probably 20 or 25 minutes from here. They have a market every weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I don't think I want to do that one, but they get a very large crowd. So if I get certain items, I might go out there some weekend and do it on Saturday. Of course, we won't be available on Sunday. And then something that I'm very happy about is that we found an online auction that sells quality items. It's called RB Fine Arts LLC. You can look it up if you'd like, RB Fine Arts LLC. We consigned 6 items to them that we found so far just recently. Out of the 6, 5 sold, and 2 sold for what I would consider a very good price. One was a reverse painted lampshade that I bought at a flea market for a few dollars, and it brought over $400. And another was a vase that I bought at a thrift shop, or actually a consignment furniture store, for a little less than $6, and it brought a little over $600. Now, if I could do that every week, life would be good, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm sure we'll find some other items that we would like to consign to him. He has a sale every month, so I'll be looking for things that I might be able to put in there. And then we also found a better recycler. When you buy the units, you're going to find all kinds of things in there, including scrap aluminum and brass and copper. And so there's a recycle place not too far from here, but they don't pay very much. And the reason they don't pay very much is because they're a small outfit. They just collect it and then they sell it to someone else. So in essence, they're a middleman. So someone else told us about a place in Tavares, which is called Recycle It, and I took some things over there and was happy with the price. Now, I bought some clocks not too long ago, and with those clocks, antique clocks, they had some handmade lead weights, and so I had a box of them in the back of my van when I took the copper and aluminum and brass over to recycle it. And so after they weighed those, I said, do you buy lead at all? And they said, sure. And so I got it out, brought it over, and the funny thing is the lead, which isn't, you don't get a lot of money for a pound of lead, but lead is very heavy, and so I actually ended up getting more for the lead than I did for the copper and the brass, so it was kind of funny. So my thinking was, there's so many shootings in Orlando, maybe they're running out of bullets and they need lead or something, but you never know. And so in conclusion, I'd like to, number one, thank you for watching our videos. Hopefully they're going to get better. Hopefully they're going to get longer. I'm hoping to be able to take some footage of an actual auction, show you some things that we find, show you while we're unboxing. The sales that I've been going to so far do not allow people to videotape. But if you would like to see some other, someone else who has that goes to storage auctions, and I watch their sites, and maybe you might like to see them. Their sites are much more advanced than mine. So you might want to go to YouTube and look up such Locker Nuts, L-O-C-K-E-R Nuts, and they're out of California. a real nice guy, and his wife. His name is Jack, and him and his wife buy storage units. There's also Storage Stalker. They're in California, and him and his, I guess it's wife or girlfriend or something, but he's very humorous. I enjoy watching his videos as well. Then there's a guy in Texas. His name is Grimes. His site is called Grimes Finds, and he has an online auction. He buys lots of storages and sells the items online, so you might like to look at his as well. And then there's another one back in California. He's Storage Auction Pirate. Storage Auction Pirate. Now, he's been doing it for quite a while, and he's what you might call a high roller. He's bought some nice units lately. He bought one for $7,000 that I know has brought in over 60 or 65,000, and he might still be selling some out of it. He's bought several good units just since I've been watching him. So Storage Auction Pirate, you might want to watch his. Then there's one out of Ohio, and it's Jeremy and his girlfriend. Her name is George, and their site is called, their YouTube site is called What the Hales, Hales, What the Hales, and that's Jeremy and George. And then there's another one that I haven't seen very often, but he's kind of low-keyed. It's called Wade's Ventures. Wade's like W-A-D-E-S, which I guess is his first name, Wade's Ventures. So you might want to look up those and see if you like them. They'll actually take you on some excursions with them to go buy some units, and they'll open them up and sort through them, and so you might have a good time watching them. But I would appreciate very much if you would subscribe to our channel, if you would share it and with your friends, and I would love to build this channel up and have a lot of fun, help some people, make a little money, and see what we can learn. So thank you very much. Have a great time, and we'll see you at the next video.